You're on The Bert Show.
Time to get buzzed on the hot goss from Hollywood with Abby. It's the Bert Show's Entertainment Buzz.
I brought this up earlier in the week. I saw that new Anne Hathaway movie, The Idea of You, and I couldn't quite put my finger on why. I thought it was a little off-putting of an older woman dating a younger guy because I couldn't really see the appeal of dating somebody younger. I think as somebody who's currently in their 20s, I'm dating the quote-unquote prime of men right now.
Would you like me to explain it to you?
I don't even want to date these guys right now. I'm like looking at guys in their 30s like, I need your frontal lobe to be fully developed and overbaked at this point. But Cher, who is 77, has recently opened up about dating her current partner, who has a 39-year age difference from her. He is 38.
Wow.
I mean, I'm really shy when I'm not working. And kind of shy around men.
Okay.
And the reason I go out with young men is because men my age or older, well, now they're all dead, but before, they were always terrified to approach me. And younger men were the only ones that...
They're bold.
Yeah, raised by women like me.
Because the younger men don't know that she Cher.
Yeah, maybe not.
Right? That's why they're not as intimidated.
They're looking at the air in the bar. Oh, that's a desperate one right there. Oh, yeah.
That's a good-looking grandma. I think she was in Mamma Mia, too. Here we go again. But, I mean, I think it's a little bit different with Cher. I mean, you're a cultural icon, but B, you also are a cajillionaire. So there's an appeal there for the younger guys as well.
For sure.
Now, a couple that has a much smaller age gap, but still pretty significant age gap, is former Bachelor star Nick Viall and his new wife, Natalie Joy. Now, you actually were in Savannah when they were getting married.
Had no idea, right? So I don't watch the Bachelor series very much, right? So I didn't know the names. But everybody that was staying in the same hotel that I was, I think it's called the Thompson, is like, hey, did you see that Nick and, what's her name?
Nick Viall and Natalie Joy.
Nick and Natalie are getting married. And then I sit down at the bar late that night after hanging out with my son just for one last nightcap. And they're like, hey, were you at the wedding? I'm like, whose wedding is everybody talking about? And they happen to get married right down the street, and it was the only thing anybody in this hotel was talking about.
Yeah, so they're based in LA, and they recently had a kid together, but Natalie is from, I think, just right outside of Savannah because they got married on her parents' property. Beautiful wedding. Total side note, they did like this really fun like country western theme, which was really cool. But they had the honeymoon. Well, they didn't even have the honeymoon. It was a honeymoon situation from hell. So they just have this massive wedding. All the biggest influencers are there. It's beautiful. It's stunning. You know, this is a 6-figure wedding. And they talked about how this was one of the most magical days they've ever experienced. It's their wedding day. So then they go on their honeymoon that they said that they spent maybe a little bit too much money on. Non-refundable, really brought the cash out for this. They go through customs in this country to try and get to their honeymoon. And I guess Natalie, the new wife, had like a page ripped out of her passport or something. And customs would not let her in the country because of whatever was going on with her passport.
Where did they go for this honeymoon? What country to win?
It's not written here.
Because there can be some shady stuff, like if you're going to Cuba.
Turks and Caicos.
Oh, that's like, that's barely even not America.
They're thinking like, what's the big deal? Like, it's just a page ripped out of my passport. All the important information is there. My photo, the numbers, the ID, all of my because she says she has never had an issue with her passport before. She said that she didn't expect this to be an issue.
No, they don't mess with that.
Yeah, you can't be tampered with, I guess.
I feel like it all depends on what customs officer you get to, because I have a friend who used to travel a lot, and you can add pages to your passport if it gets full, and he had to do that. And they also detained him over that because they thought it was fake. And he's like, I did this legally. Like, you guys did this to my passport because I needed more space. But I've also heard like the craziest stuff about whatever agents you end up getting.
I always feel when I'm going through customs, even though I've done nothing wrong, I feel like I have to confess that I have 3 pounds of cocaine on me, even though I don't.
No, I feel like I'm going to jail every time.
Yes.
Every single time. I'm like, this is it.
Or anytime like a cop car's behind me, I'm like, what have I done in the past 3 years? Nothing. Why am I scared?
I bought 4 T-shirts in Mexico and I didn't claim them.
I took Delta 9 twice, even though it's fully legal. But anyway, so they had to stay overnight, and she had to get like a special license just to be able to stay in a hotel in the country.
Really?
because they tried to get a new flight and then they couldn't get on that flight because then of course, her passport's still not working. So they had to get sent home, non-refundable honeymoon, and it just all went to waste.
Have we seen any of the pictures from the wedding? Because I have a hunch here.
The wedding was beautiful. I saw many a video.
So I go to Savannah quite a bit because my kid goes to SCAD, right? And I stay at the same hotel because I love it so much. It's right on the river, and it's also walking distance to downtown. So I've been there a dozen times. And on this one particular weekend, there was nothing but like mid-20s looking influencers in the hotel. And I'm guessing they were all attending that wedding.
I told you it was the Influencer Olympics. They were all there. You probably saw some of my faves. I'm a little jealous.
He didn't even know.
Well, I knew something was going on. I'm a little too old and a little too pervy to be looking at them, but I knew there was something different.
You're on The Bert Show.